and welcome to the next CCM online auction, which ends on Thursday the 23rd of October 2025. Sale includes new and used demonstrator CCM motorcycles, spares, garage tools and equipment, office furniture, IT equipment. Now, notable, lots 1 to 68 are located at Gateway Auctions in Whalley, and lots 100 to 350 are located at CCM Jubilee Works in Bolton. The difference between the first auction and the second auction is the quality. We are looking at road registered motorcycles that are immaculate. None of this nonsense like last time with only has one key, has no keys, needs registering, all this sort of stuff. This is an absolute beautiful bike. And look at that. That suits me down to the ground. If you don't like CCMs, that's fine. But that suits me. Look at that beauty. Wow. I don't care if it's 2023. That looks sharp. I would be very happy with that. Oh, yes, I would. It's a 2023 bike with 47 miles. That's it, 47 miles from new. CCM Tracker Infinite Classic, Lot 8. You will see me bidding on that one for sure. The quality of the motorcycles is impeccable and very different to the prototypes that we saw in Auction 1 because these are the bikes that I talked about in my last video, which are from Completely Motorcycles. So all of these bikes were on sale through Completely Motorcycles. Some of them were in Jubilee Works, admittedly. And I asked where the bikes were, and well, now you're seeing them. So these were on sale. Completely Motorbikes went belly up, which is a shame. Let's just check out lot 13. Unlucky for some, but not for me. I like number 13. Tracker Premium in that absolutely gorgeous blue with a tan seat and black rims. I could rock the look. I could do that. A little touch of carbon here and there. Come on, don't tell me that blue isn't nice. That's absolutely lovely, especially with the tan seat. Somebody spec'd that bike and did an amazing job. Let's see what it says. MOT expires in 2027. It has 387 miles and it's a 2024 bike. Wow. A lush motorcycle. I like it. At the moment, bidding's only like 2,400 quid, but you've got to remember you've got 30% to add to anything you bid on. And the last auction, some complete numpty went and bid 17,500 quid. I actually think the bidding went just higher in the last few seconds. 17,500 quid plus 30% buyer's premium, and that was because at the time the sales pitch from Gateway Auctions was things like, oh, we are going to resurrect. We're going to resurrect CCM. We're going to do everything possible to resurrect the company. And I'm going to show you that that's not going to happen. So all of a sudden we come across an Infinite, one of the last Infinites. This was used by like the stunt crew to like prepare scenes and stuff like that. So this poor bike's had the absolute CRAP beaten out of it. And then we get onto some BMWs. All right, so we got an R80 and R50, and lot 42 is the one you should be interested in. Lot 42 is a 1957 R50. Look at that. CCM bought this motorcycle in 2002. In my mind, it's very nice. I'm a BMW fanboy. That is pinstriping by hand, assuming the paintwork is original. So somebody at the BMW factory did some absolutely beautiful work there. Don't forget, it's a 1957 motorcycle. Technology, CAD didn't exist back then. So for BMW to produce a reliable, reasonably well-performing motorcycle back in the 1950s, and especially after the Second World War, is doing well. But to me, this is what I call a director's folly. So this is something that a director for the company would have bought as a show-off thing, as something they wanted. They made the company pay for it, and now the company's gone bust. It belongs to the company and the creditors, I guess. And the director loses out. They probably never even rode it. Who's to say? Look at that. That looks like 12,000 miles. 12,000 miles. Oh yeah, 12,218 miles, 1957. It's not even run in, is it, for a BMW? Okay, I'm a BMW fanboy, but if you were going to bid on a BMW, that's very collectible, and you could make some money off of that, and it only has a premium of 10%. So just add 10% to whatever you bid, but obviously go check your prices. These will start rising in price come spring 2026, so that's your time to sell. And then we've got a BMW R26. I won't spend a lot of time on this. This is definitely not worth bidding on. And there we go, lot 43. It's a 250cc BMW, and I think it's rated at something like 3.5 horsepower. So you couldn't even put it up against a modern 125. A modern 125 would be like 3 times more powerful. Maybe I'm wrong, but I have actually ridden one of these, and it was so lackluster. I was very pleased to hand it back to its owner, and it was very well kept, so that's lovely. And again, a buyer's premium of 10%. I just wouldn't waste my time with something like that. Very telling is the amount of fuel tanks. So each one of the lots from 50 onwards is a set of 4 CCM fuel tanks. If you were to bid on a lot like this, these are all warranty replacements, so the owners have kicked off big time, and CCM has gone, yeah, okay, fine, we'll do the warranty on them. You've still got to pay 30% more, and I would see these as a more long-term investment, because the chances of an owner dropping their bike and needing a fuel tank and then getting their local paint shop to, I mean, literally, you'd probably want to put these on the internet for £199 each. Probably wouldn't even sell. Not for another 5 or 6 years anyway. And look how many tanks there are. The market will be flooded with CCM fuel tanks. So should you buy one of these lots thinking, oh, I could sell them even for 150 quid each, ain't nobody going to buy them, because the trade will buy them, stick them in a warehouse somewhere, let them get dusty, and 10 years from now somebody will want to buy a CCM fuel tank. Lot 100 is a Krypton 800. I wouldn't bother with that either. The Krypton 800s need calibrating every 6 months. There's probably like a HP PC in that yellow unit. The monitor's probably worth more than everything else there. The only good thing the Krypton 800s were for was you could bypass certain features if you wanted to do an emissions test in a friendly way. That's all they were good for, but we don't even know if it's got software on it. The Lot 101 hydraulic motorcycle lift is a bit of a shame, really, because it's a pedal one. There you go. It's got a little foot pedal, so you can pump it up. And if any of us know what hydraulic foot pedal lifts are like, the bike is wobbling around all over the place. The lift's wobbling around all over the place. Hopefully, it just finds somebody's garage and they're very happy with it. But, you know, CCM should have gone to Pro Bike, really, and bought one of their decent lifts. Lot 102 is going to fetch a lot of money. That's the G-Tech GE2 brake tester and display. Beautiful. These are sought after in the second-hand market because they're brilliant. I think this is going to go for 600 quid easily, because it would have had a very easy life with CCM. The GE2s are very reliable as well. However, you look at the small print, it says if you remove this, because it's actually, the concrete's been cut into and removed, this has been lowered down into the concrete, and they're saying that should you buy this, you will have to make good the floor. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't know what to put in there. Do you put gravel in there or plywood? I wouldn't. I don't do DIY and I don't do floors, so I don't know what you'd put in there. But that would be crazy, because like they're doing this because the landlord of the premises wants it put back to how it was, or Gateway Auctions will be fined for all of the disturbance in the floor and stuff like that. So they're saying, hey, you buy it, you fix the floor. The MOT tools at Lot 103 are 6 quid. I mean, they're 2 a penny. They're really nothing interesting there. Lot 104, the Phoenix Safe, they usually retail for like 99 quid, £107. They're fire safe for up to an hour, supposedly, but that one's got the chintzy electronic lock on it, so I suspect anything that goes in there, any paperwork and that, within 20 minutes, it'll just burn through the wires and all your paperwork will be destroyed. Here's why production is not going to resume for CCM, because they're selling off the wheels. For instance, Lot 108 is a pallet of 18 branded front wheels in gold. Buyer's premium is 30% again. This is exactly why they're never going to build another CCM. They're selling off the wheels. They're selling off all of the parts that you use to make these motorcycles. Yeah, I mean, they buy the engines in. I get it. But they're selling off the wheels. Fire extinguishers. Who cares about fire extinguishers? They're so easy to come by these days. But there you go. More wheels, more lots of wheels. I mean, 18 aluminium black wheels, 19 aluminium black wheels, more gold wheels. They had no intention of restarting production. 24 rear hubs. Interesting. With cush drive. The only thing this is useful for is the cushes. The rear hubs. I suppose if you were the sort of owner that was incredibly wealthy and you were having a custom rear wheel made, maybe. But the cush drive's all that auction's worth. And then we go through a lot of rubbish. Okay, so we get like 117's the handlebar switches. This here, I think, might go for £500+ because never will you be able to buy switch gear, genuine CCM switch gear, again, unless somebody copies it. But they're never going to make these bikes ever again. Those connections, they look like something off of a CF Moto. Remember, Alex wants the CCM, but he's looking at these connectors going, there's no waterproof in there. Oh dear. The rest of it is just bags and trash. And I mean, pair of SW Motec, but if they don't have the fittings, they ain't no use to anybody. This is what I would buy. Pairs of forks. So they're selling off the black forks, gold forks, these Öhlins. Lovely. Something I'm very much aware of with CCM owners is if they get a little tiny stone chip in their forks, they freak out. And the first thing they ask is, what's the color code? Well, I'm sorry, but they're anodized. So you have to have... So if you were lucky enough to buy loads of sets of forks, I would sell them individually. I'd probably do these for like 350 plus postage. And you will make your money easily on forks for CCMs. Another great one to bid on is a lot 154. These aren't particularly tidy because they're workshop ones, but they're the paddock stands, right? And why do owners go all gooey-eyed over paddock stands? Because of these plaques that say Spitfire. And if you're a owner, why wouldn't you want a paddock stand that says Spitfire? I've seen these go on eBay for 270 quid plus postage each. That's how crazy CCM owners were in the first auction. They just spent so much money, it was outrageous. And then I saw some of the stuff getting sold on. The rest of it's all just workshop. Yeah, you got a few more hydraulic lifts, some Suzuki engines, and who wouldn't want a Suzuki engine in their workshop? They look good too. And just scrolling through really quickly because it's like Draper Expert tool trolleys, and they're no different to the SGS trolleys as far as I'm concerned. And we're getting on, and we get a little bit more, just boxes of hoodies. I mean, if you're into your branded clothing, Clues competition machines, how much would you want to show off your love of a defunct company? I mean, I'd like a CCM, but I'm not sure I want to big up the Clues family for letting their business fail. Rebuild, do something about it. Buy back I don't know, get a family member to buy it back. Do something. Interestingly, another long-term prospect is 263, which is a box of rear brake calipers, Brembos, and you've got you've got all the things there that would make, I don't know if they've got pistons in them. Can we see if they've got pistons? They should be pre-built because that's how, I can't seem to zoom in on it for some reason. They look like do they? Yeah, they might have the pistons in them. Because CCM bought them pre-built. I don't know how many people need rear brake calipers for the CCMs though. Again, it's another long-term thing. You'd buy them, you'd offer them up, and all that's going to happen here is an owner's going to call on the Spitfire surgeon, and they're going to come round and pop the piston out, replace the seals, and put it back together. And you'll be thinking, yay, people will buy these. And no, they probably won't for a while. It might take about 10 years before you start selling them. More Draper Expert stuff. Again, I'd buy SGS myself. And then here's the killer. Here's the IT equipment from CCM Motorcycles. So if you've got this far in the video, now you're getting to the juicy stuff. This is the IT infrastructure for CCM Motorcycles Limited. What secrets do these, they call them CPUs, what secrets do these computers hold? Which computer belonged in the director's office? Yeah. Which computers, if you were to run data recovery on them, and I'm sure Gateway Auctions, I know you're watching my videos, and I love you guys, it's all good, you've got to do your job, but I'm sure you're going to now pull all the hard drives out of these, because if I was the press or I was an influencer, I would be pulling the drives and running Norton Utilities or whatever IT people do through these drives to get all the insider secrets in what powered the downfall of this company. I mean, that one on the left, that HP, it's not a ProLiant, is it? But that's a HP Pro workstation of some kind. And that Dell on the right, 307, that looks like it's had a long uptime with all of that dust on it. I'd want to know all about them. I'd want to pull the drives apart and give you all the goss. But look at all of that. I mean, it's terrible. Dell laptop computers, I mean, they don't say if they run or anything like that. I don't think these are M.2 powered, so let's have a look at the... yeah, these are M.2 powered, so quite a lot of disassembly to get to the drives on that front one anyway, because there's no access panels on them and that, but you just don't know what's in them. And for Gateway Auctions, those laptops are very difficult to disassemble to save the data on, so I suspect lot 310 and some of the other IT equipment might just disappear from sale and get recycled, rather than allow us Joe Public to buy their IT infrastructure and run data recovery. See how my mind works? I'm like, the inside scoop is £8 away plus 30%. Okay, so they've got a load of tablets, and obviously they've got their workstations, and one of my favorites was the Boardroom. There we go, the Boardroom table. I got to see that table once in my life. I didn't get to sit in any of the chairs because they didn't let me, but can you imagine the decisions that were made around that table? And one thing I really like is the fact that it's glass. So you can see if somebody sat the other side when they're talking is squirming around with their legs as they lie through their teeth, or are telling the truth because they're nice and relaxed and telling us how it is. What a brilliant idea for a board table. I like to see people when they're talking to me. And yeah, I'm not sure why people are bidding on that. I don't know how many bums have been on those seats, but yeah, you've got the Nespresso coffee machines, and my absolute favorite, this is going to go for the biggest of monies, and I'm going to end the video in a second, I promise you, is lot 363, which is the illuminated CCM sign. I am properly keen on this, and my internet's going to pack up on me in a minute, but I'm properly keen on that. It's at £75 at the moment. If you had a his and her CCM, you'll never get one of these signs ever again. It's the genuine factory sign, and it lights up. Yeah, that's very cool, and I expect that to go for at least 400 plus, and someone will pay that just to have it in their garage looking all fancy. It's just a shame that they don't say what the dimensions are, because that, I guess there's a tire. It kind of gives you an idea that that sign is absolutely whopping great big thing and probably won't fit in the boot of most cars. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I hope it's been enlightening. And Gateway Auctions, please pull all the drives from all of those computers before we buy them and run data recovery. Thank you all for watching.